long shot. It's
Just now?
good evening. Welcome. It's 9 o'clock, and what a day for India. Two images, two pictures, two visuals will stand out from this day and last a long time in all our memories. We debated which one should come on top, and finally we chose, perhaps, clearly, the emphatic win by the Prime Minister and the government of the trust vote and the V sign. A clear victory for the Congress party after dithering for 18 months over the nuclear deal. And close run, the second picture that's stamped in our brain, wads of notes being waved in the air by BJP MPs in the well of the House of Parliament. Parliament shame. So the PM's emphatic V sign and the shame that Parliament went through today, pictures that will be seen around the world. And the end result of all this, India is now on the road to signing a nuclear deal with the United States.
And Pranoy, we're going to be looking at everything that happened in Parliament. It's important to remember that all of us have been there from the morning, but many people are just tuning in. As Pranoy said, two images that define the day. Congress, of course, is celebrating at this point. You can see those pictures of celebrations outside the Congress office. This is after a decisive victory for Manmohan Singh on the floor of the House. 275 votes, a wider margin, right, and we're being told that the Prime Minister is also speaking. He's spoken after that victory. There were, interestingly, 10 abstentions, and it's going to be interesting to see who voted where and how. But let's first listen to what Prime Minister Manmohan Singh had to say minutes after he won that.
Prime Minister, what would you like to say now that you have won the
Well, I am very grateful to the honourable members of Parliament for having given us such a convincing victory. This will send a message to the world at large that India's head and heart is sound, that India is prepared to take its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. I thank Sonia ji, I thank all the leaders of the UPA, supporting parties, all Congressmen and Congresswomen who have worked with single-minded pursuit of this impressive victory.
About cross-voting, about allegations of people, members of parliament taking money. What do you have to say about
Well, in my speech, which I was not allowed to deliver, I started by saying that these developments have made me extremely sad. The matter is now before the Honourable Speaker. We will wait for his finding. We will cooperate with him to see that whatever is necessary in accordance with the provision of law is done in this case.
All right, the Prime Minister there, both declaring his victory to be decisive, thanking the Congress President, also asked about those allegations made by 3 BJP MPs that they were offered 9 crore rupees in exchange for abstentions, saying he was extremely disturbed by those allegations, that he now believed that the matter was in the Speaker's hands.
Front page picture.
Both, I think, because news takes precedence.
Right.
The news of the day is that the trust vote has been decided.
So that's just marginal precedence, would it?
Yes,
Yeah.
but both would be on every front page in India.
And which do you, I mean, is it equal spacing?
Well, I don't know. You know, most of us editors don't run our newspapers.
No, but what would you, what's the call? I just meant in terms of public imagination. What feeling do people walk away from, with?
I think people walk away thinking that, look, this business has become very dirty. And I think many people would walk away thinking that, look, if this happens every couple of years, and if somebody had got punished, if somebody had been sent to jail, and see, even Bangladesh, they caught a former president, they sent him to jail for corruption for many years.
So we need punishment. There was one other thing that stood out today. At the end of the vote, what came up on the electronic voting screens was 487 votes, and there are 541 MPs. So what happened to 54 MPs? They obviously didn't press the right button. They didn't know which button to press. All across this country, 600 million voters vote using electronic voting machines, and we get it right every time. For 541 MPs, 54 couldn't get it right. Anyways, there was this gap, and after a long wait where 54 votes were counted manually with the old-fashioned slips of paper, this is what the Speaker finally announced in the moment of truth.
Back to what we were talking about earlier about which image will dominate, and the fact that the margin was much bigger than anyone anticipated. Now these abstentions, results are still coming in, but we've got some news that 2 TDP MPs actually voted for the government. 3 BJP MPs did not vote with the NDA, 2 of them from Karnataka, 2 JDU, almost as predicted by UPA managers.
Well, not just that, because many of these were people who were unhappy with their parties, and many had made their stance known before that. But, you know, even if you take out the 10 abstentions, a couple of abstentions were announced, like Mamata Banerjee, margin is still 10 votes. So this is quite a sizable margin. I think, you know, it's what I find most interesting is that until yesterday, in all this run-up, we were talking of Mayawati and how she had come, how she had emerged, how she was going to pull down this government. She was displaying trophy after trophy, such as they were every day. Nobody has mentioned that name today. We are not saying BJP is lost out. Frankly, BJP, from all evidence, did not work so hard at it as to indulge in buying and selling, poaching. BJP did not do that. BJP got their sick people in.